Hey, how you doing? It's Martin Lopez, and I'm here for day 10 of my 31-day challenge. I've challenged myself to do 31 videos about my book, The Curiosity Theory, and talk a little bit about the book and talk a little bit about my workshop. So I was thinking about it today as I was walking. I was just walking down at the bay. It's about 11, I don't know what time is it right now. It's like 11:43 on Sunday night. I was walking down to the bay, finished up about 9:10. So about an hour and a half ago. I was thinking about, like why I'm doing this, and I wanted to share with you why I'm doing these videos. First off, one of the things I'm really committed to is being a speaker. I want to be a speaker, and I want to teach the Curiosity Theory. It's a book I wrote, and it's a methodology. And that's the first thing. The second thing is in order to get better at it, I've got to start talking more, right? I've got to start talking to more people. Now, so far, I've led the Curiosity Theory to about 153 people. I'm very excited about that. One of my mentors told me he wanted me to lead it to 500 people, and then he would help me a little bit more. So I'm still got a ways to go. And so that's the first thing. Second thing. The third thing is I want to share with you tonight a little bit about some of the testimonials that people have given me about the course. And one in particular is this one right here that I got from one of the participants, a guy named Ryan Gravador. And I want to share this with you. And then I want to invite you not only to like and share and comment about this video, and but to come over and check out the course. I'm working on a online course, and I should have that ready to launch real soon. So I want to invite you to do that. Invite you to check it out. So the testimonial said, the Curiosity Theory gave me an incredible understanding about how I'm being in relationships, and it goes on to say, in business and in my personal relationships. But I felt that this was probably enough to talk about. So why does the Curiosity Theory give you an incredible understanding about how you're being in relationships? And the reason why is the Curiosity Theory is about relationships, about being curious inside of relationships and outside of relationships. So being curious with yourself, like what's going on with you as a person during conversations, what's going on with you when you're just hanging out. I was just walking. I did 4 miles today down at the Mission Bay. And as I'm walking, I'm thinking, I'm being curious. I'm like investigating, like what's going on with different things in my life. There's some challenges I'm facing, some stuff I want to work on, stuff I want to be better at. So I'm looking at those things. But what I'm making sure that I don't do is I'm making sure I don't keep looking at the same thing. So there was that Einstein quote says, you can't get out of this mess by the same mentality that got you in this mess. So curiosity has me, and has people that learn the curiosity, teaches us how to look at things differently. How not just to look at what we have here, but step back and look at that. Step back and look at it almost like an observer. So you're experiencing your life, and then you're observing your life. So you're having 2 different dimensions going on, 2 different situations going on. So for instance, I'm here talking to you on the video. I'm here sharing some information. And then behind me, there's this other person that's like watching and analyzing that. That's kind of like that guy that goes, you look stupid, you should lose weight. Make sure you lose 30 pounds before you do another video. Or, you shouldn't have wore this, you shouldn't have wore that. Suck in your stomach, put a big smile on your face. All that stuff that other voice says to us when we're doing stuff. The Curiosity Theory is about looking at that and being curious, like why is that happening? Why are those things being said at this moment? And can I put those aside to focus on what I want to focus on right here? So the understanding about how you're being in relationships right now is that voice, is that other voice that keeps opining, telling you what's going on, saying good things or saying bad things. That's that voice. We have to have an understanding of that voice in relationships, whether it's business or personal relationships. And we don't have to, but I suggest that you do. The better of an understanding, the better power that you have with that voice that's happening all over the place, the more power you're going to have in the relationships, because it lets you be present. Because I can hear, okay, this is saying, all right, suck in your stomach, raise your shoulders, get rid of that third, that chin, that, what do they call that extra chin you got there, and you should have shaved and you look like shit, all that stuff, all those voices. Do I want to listen to those voices, or do I want to put them aside? Now, when I'm with a client could say something. Okay, I was with a client today. I met with two different people, polar opposites, complete polar opposites. One of the things, the wife is like very like, you know, just she's like very loud and likes to make jokes. The husband, chill, man. He was just sitting there. By the end of our meeting, he was cracking up. We were having a good time. But what it was is I needed to be present and not opinionate about him. I didn't want to have an opinion about him saying, you know, he's a jerk, or, you know, he's cold, or he's rude, or something like that. Because that is what clouds the conversation. I was just curious. I was really curious about the guy that was sitting in front of me. His name's Greg. It's not his real name. I'm going to use that name, Greg. So Greg was sitting in front of me, and I was just really curious about what he was interested in. What loan questions, you know, I do mortgages. So what loan questions does he have? What loan questions is he concerned about? Turns out that his father had a situation in Mexico where a lot of property was taken from him. And so he was being very defensive, very reptilian in the conversation. Once he was able to share that with me, and I was able to show them how you take title here, how it's insured, all these other things, his whole attitude just changed. And even his wife, they got happier. So we got them pre-approved and ready to go. But had I only focused on what was going on with him, in my opinion, I don't know what I would have done. I may have gotten stopped. I may have gotten caught up in my words. I may have said some stupid thing, but I was able to put that aside. The curiosity theory gives you that understanding about how you're being in the relationships so that you can be present in your other relationships, be it your personal relationships, like I said, or your business relationships. So I want to invite you. So why am I telling you this? It's because I want to invite you again to come check out the curiosity theory. Now, I'm offering, and I've been doing this, and I'm going to do it all month, I'm offering a free download of the book. It's the audio book, okay? And I was putting it on the video, on my description that you'll see right above. I was putting it there. And then I had a buddy of mine call and ask me if he can give me some advice. I said, absolutely. And this is what he said. If you put the hyperlink in the description above, Facebook's not going to like that, because Facebook doesn't like you sending people to other websites like my personal website, but put it in the comments. Don't put it above, put it below. And I thought that was really, really great advice. Now I'll tell you something. 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted to hear that. The guy would have called me. I would have said, listen, Mike, you know, leave me alone, that kind of thing. I would have had a bad attitude. But now I'm curious. I'm curious about what people have to say, and I'm curious about what he wanted to do. Now, this is what happened. So at the end of the conversation, at the end of him telling me that, I said, I told him straight up, I said, Mike, I'm really curious. Can you tell me, I appreciate you telling me this, but can you tell me why you reached out? And he said, yes, I have a question for you. And he actually had a question about his business, and it had to do, he wanted to get some coaching. So that's what it was. So he was calling me to help me, and then he needed something. So this is the really cool thing. Had I been the way I was before, first off, I would have said, no, Mike, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I may have done that. Or I may have listened, and then I would have kind of got a little maybe embarrassed or annoyed, and then I never would have changed the hyperlink. So that's the thing. For me, as an egotistical human being, as an egotistical man, a man with a big ego and, kind of like think I know it all half the time, is I'm able to step back from that person. I'm able to step away from that person and able to be more generous with people that I'm having conversations with. And that's what this is talking about. This is what Ryan's quote was saying. It gives you an incredible, not just a regular understanding, but an incredible understanding about how I'm being in relationships. And that is, like I said, personal or business relationships. So I want to invite you to come take a look at the Curiosity Theory, download my book, and come play with us. We're going to be doing another Curiosity Theory in real soon, July. So register, and hopefully we'll see you there. Okay, take care. Bye.